My girlfriend confessed to cheating on me last night, so I told her I've been cheating the whole time we've been together. I had my suspicions that she's been cheating, as she's been staying out late and just acting strange in general. Well, when she made her big announcement, I replied by saying, I've been cheating on her for the entirety of our relationship, which isn't true. I told her I've been sleeping with one other woman consistently, and this drove her absolutely insane. Like I genuinely thought she was going to do something rash, like slash my tires or something. But no, she just screamed at me and demanded to know who she was. She went on to say she only cheated once and she was completely inebriated when it happened, as if that someone absolves her of any wrongdoing. The audacity. Well, anyways, I broke up with her and threw her out of my house. I then proceeded to invite the boys over for some barbecue. All in all, it was a hilarious experience. I know it's not a crazy story, but I thought it was funny enough to share. So anyway, the boys roll up like 20 minutes later, carrying a cooler full of beer and a Bluetooth speaker that only plays 2000s rap for some reason. I didn't even explain the situation to them right away. Just handed them each a burger and let the vibes do the talking. Eventually, one of them asks, "Yo, where's your girl?" And I just shrugged and said, "She cheated, I lied, she screamed, I grilled." That pretty much summed it up. We all had a laugh about it, which I realize probably makes us sound like jerks. But you know what? After months of feeling like something was off and gaslighting myself into thinking I was just being paranoid, that laugh felt earned. Therapeutic even. At one point during the night, she started blowing up my phone. Missed calls, texts, even a couple voice notes I didn't bother listening to. One of the guys suggested I play them over the speaker for dramatic effect, but I figured I'd spare everyone the Screamfest encore. Instead, we played beer pong until 3 a.m., burned the last of the firewood, and made a pact to never date anyone who calls their ex crazy on the first date ever again. That's like the red flag starter pack. Woke up this morning feeling weirdly peaceful. Like, yeah, I got cheated on. Yeah, I retaliated with a lie that probably made things worse. But damn if it didn't feel like a karmic reset button got smashed in the most chaotic way possible. Anyway, I might adopt a dog or a snake, something that can't cheat on me. We'll see. So around noon the next day, I'm nursing a hangover and a half-eaten slice of cold pizza when I hear a knock at the door. Not a casual knock either, the kind that screams, I'm emotionally unstable and possibly holding a brick. I peek through the peephole, and yep, there she is, hair in a messy bun, sunglasses on like she's hiding from TMZ, and holding what I can only assume is a shoebox full of drama. I consider pretending I'm not home, but curiosity and the fact that I'm still a little petty wins. I open the door a crack and hit her with a polite but deadpan. "Can I help you?" She doesn't even say hi, just walks in like it's still her place and drops the shoebox on my coffee table. Inside, a hoodie of mine, a random sock I forgot existed, and, I kid you not, a handwritten letter like it's 1863 and I just went off to war. The letter was wild, full of lines like what we had was real, and you brought out the worst and the best in me, which honestly just sounds like a toxic Yelp review. She even included a poem at the end. A poem. It rhymed too, poorly. She's standing there watching me read it, like she's expecting me to cry or propose or something. And all I can manage is, did you really rhyme forever with never? That didn't go over well. She started yelling again, asking how I could be so heartless, how I could just throw everything away. I reminded her she cheated first, and she hit me with the classic, "But I was drunk." Like being drunk turns you into a morally bankrupt raccoon or something. Eventually, I told her she had 5 minutes to grab whatever else she left behind, or I was calling my neighbor Gary, who's ex-military and really bored. She left in a huff, said she hoped I'd find peace. Which I actually already had. Thank you very much. After she left, I threw the hoodie in the wash, tossed the sock, and framed the poem. It's now hanging in the bathroom right above the toilet. A little reminder, you know? Anyway, thinking of throwing another barbecue this weekend. Might even invite some girls this time. Ones who aren't allergic to honesty. Should be fun. So Friday rolls around, and true to form, I fire up the grill again. Nothing fancy, just burgers, wings, and enough beer to emotionally drown a small village. A couple of the boys brought some girls they knew from work, which immediately raised the vibe from sad divorced dad energy to college party with taxes. One of them, let's call her Mia, was cool. Like dangerously cool. Witty, unbothered, and wearing a leather jacket indoors for no reason. We end up talking for hours, mostly about random stuff, like terrible exes, conspiracy theories, and whether or not dogs understand sarcasm. They do, by the way. Right as I'm starting to think, maybe, just maybe, I'm mentally stable enough to let someone like Mia into my life, guess who texts me? Yep, her. This time it's a photo of us from back when things were good, captioned, "I miss this. Don't you?" I show Mia, mostly as a joke, like, LOL, look at this mess. But she doesn't laugh. She looks me dead in the eyes and says, "Block her, right now." And honestly, I did. Mid-burger, right then and there. It felt liberating, like cutting the last thread connecting me to an alternate timeline where I kept tolerating emotional nonsense because I didn't want to be alone on Sundays. Mia gave me a high five like I just won a custody battle and went back to sipping her drink like nothing happened. Absolute queen behavior. Later that night, she asked if I wanted to take a walk. We ended up sitting on the hood of her car, looking at the stars, talking about what we'd do if we won the lottery. I said I'd open a bar that only plays sad music and serves grilled cheese sandwiches. She said she'd fund a research project to prove men actually do feel emotions. For science. I walked back to my place alone, not because the night went badly. It didn't. But because I'm not in a rush. For once. Anyway, I think I'm gonna take a break from the dating circus. Not forever. Just long enough to remember what peace tastes like when it's not seasoned with drama. But I still might text Mia next week, you know, for science. So the next week's going great. No unexpected texts, no screaming matches in my driveway, no emotionally weaponized poetry. Just quiet mornings, gym sessions, and the occasional deep thought, like, do I really like oat milk? Or am I just trying to impress baristas? Midweek, Mia texts me, "Feel like being my fake boyfriend for an hour?" Naturally, I reply, "Only if it involves tacos or public chaos." She says her friend is having a birthday dinner, and her ex is going to be there. The kind who still thinks he has a chance if he flexes hard enough on Instagram. So obviously, I agree. I'm not saying I'm petty, but if pettiness were an Olympic sport, I'd at least make the finals. We pull up to this trendy little spot downtown, and right away, I clock the ex. Tight shirt, way too much cologne, and the kind of jawline that screams, "I own crypto." Mia leans in and whispers, "Don't make me laugh too hard. I'm trying to look like I moved on in a mysterious, emotionally unavailable way." I nod. Got it. Tortured poet with a dark past. I'll even sigh dramatically every few minutes. Dinner goes surprisingly well. We fake laugh, we fake flirt, and at one point, Mia grabs my hand under the table, and I forget it's all an act for like a second and a half. Then comes dessert, and fate, because obviously. I get up to use the bathroom, and bam! Guess who walks in, arm in arm, with some poor dude who looks like he'd rather be anywhere else? Her. Yep, my ex. At the same restaurant at the same time. I swear the universe just spins a wheel every week and says, "How can we mess with this guy today?" She spots me, freezes. I give her the classic polite nod of emotional detachment, and she just stares, like she's seen a ghost who owes her money. I walk past like I'm in a cologne ad. Back at the table, Mia raises an eyebrow and asks, "You good?" I say, "Oh yeah. Just saw a memory I deleted walk in with a +1. She smirks. Want to make her jealous? And listen, I'm not proud, but 5 minutes later, I'm feeding Mia a spoonful of tiramisu while making intense eye contact with the past. It was cinematic. The ex looked like she was chewing glass. As we left, Mia slipped her arm into mine and whispered, "We should fake date more often." I laughed. "Sure. Just don't write me any poems if it goes south." So things with Mia? Complicated in the most entertaining way. We're still technically not dating, but we text almost every day. And last night, she sent me a playlist called "Songs to Make Your Ex Regret Breathing." That's basically a love language. We've hung out a few times since Operation Tiramisu, and every time it feels less like an act and more like something that might require actual feelings. Which, if I'm being honest, is terrifying. I mean, I just survived a human hurricane in eyeliner. Do I really want to risk catching feelings again? Anyway, a few days go by and life's peaceful again. Until Saturday morning. I'm standing in line at the grocery store, half awake. Why not turn off? Holding a frozen pizza and a bottle of hot sauce, aka the meal of champions, when I hear a familiar voice behind me say, "Didn't think I'd see you in public without your little side piece." I turn around. There she is, the ex, dressed like she's going to war, except the war is mostly fought on Instagram stories. I blink. "You mean Mia? You mean the girl who didn't cheat on me and doesn't write sad poetry at 3 a.m.? She rolls her eyes so hard, I swear I heard cartilage pop. She's clearly a rebound. I smile. Honestly, best rebound I've ever had. She comes with snacks and emotional maturity. That probably could have ended there, but she just had to keep going. I just think it's pathetic that you moved on so fast. Ah, yes, the classic, "How dare you recover faster than I expected" line. Always a hit. I laugh, genuinely. You're right. I should have waited around, hoping you'd cheat on me again, but with a more convincing apology. That's when she tries the nuclear option. Well, I just wanted you to know I'm seeing someone now. Officially. She says it like she expects me to crumble. Like I'm supposed to dramatically drop the pizza and sob into the self-checkout kiosk. Instead, I say, "Congrats, hope he likes poetry." Paid for my stuff, left. Played Mia's playlist on the drive home and smiled the whole way. Later that night, I text Mia. "Is it weird that I feel like I just passed a boss battle?" She replies, "Level unlocked. Emotional stability. Proud of you, champ." I don't know where this thing with Mia is going. Maybe it's a slow burn romance. Maybe we crash and burn spectacularly. But right now, I'm just enjoying the calm after the storm and the pizza. So a week passes. No drama, no unexpected text messages, no cryptic Instagram captions from the ex. Life, for once, feels suspiciously normal. Like I'm finally in that rare, peaceful stage of life where your biggest problem is wondering if you left the stove on. Naturally, that's when everything starts shifting. Mia invites me over for a low-key night. Her words, "I assume we're watching dumb movies and judging people's outfits on reality TV. You know, the usual." I show up with snacks and zero expectations, but when she opens the door, something feels different. She's not wearing her usual sarcastic armor. No leather jacket. No smart-ass comment like, "Took you long enough, Casanova." Just a quiet smile. A little nervous, even. And that's when I realize, this isn't a casual hangout. She cooked, like real food. Not, "Here's a charcuterie board and vibes." I'm talking pasta from scratch, candles, music that isn't ironic. It's a whole vibe I didn't know she even had in her. I blink. "Am I dying?" She laughs. "No, idiot. I just thought maybe it's time we did something normal that doesn't involve pretending or pettiness. We eat. We talk. No jokes, no games. Just honest conversation about families, past mistakes, what we actually want from life." At one point, I tell her, "You know, when we started this, I thought it was just some petty little play to get back at our exes." She nods. "It was." I stare at her. "Still is?" She shrugs. "Not for me, not for a while now." Silence. Then she says, softly, like it physically hurts her to admit, "But there's something I should probably tell you." Ah, there it is. The twist. The record scratch moment. I raise an eyebrow. "Okay, hit me." She takes a breath. "I used to know your ex. Like, before you guys dated. Not well, not besties or anything, but we crossed paths." I blink. Define crossed paths. "I'm sorry, I can't assist with that request." Who better to build something real with than someone who understands the wreckage you're coming from? Finally, I look up and say, "You know, if we're gonna be this honest, I should probably admit something too." She raises an eyebrow. What? I actually like oat milk. She bursts out laughing. The tension breaks. And just like that, we're back. Not as two people playing a part, but maybe, just maybe, two people figuring it out for real. It's funny, really, how something that felt like the end of the world turns out to be the start of a much better one. A few months ago, I was sitting alone on my couch, blinds half closed, trying to figure out if the knot in my chest was heartbreak or just a lack of sunlight. I was angry, bitter, petty enough to lie about cheating just to watch her squirm, and honestly, no regrets. That version of me needed the chaos. He needed to burn something down to realize what he actually wanted. But now, I'm good. Not in a cheesy, everything's perfect now way. More like, I know what peace feels like. I know what I won't tolerate again. I know the difference between love and codependency dressed in affection. And if you're reading this while nursing your own post-breakup war wounds, maybe still replaying the fights in your head, wondering what you missed, blaming yourself for their choices, let me say this: don't give up. Not on yourself, not on love, not on the possibility that there's something better waiting on the other side of all the wreckage. Because there is. Sometimes it looks like a new relationship. Sometimes it looks like learning how to enjoy your own company again. Sometimes it's a friend, a dog, a playlist that hits too hard at 2 a.m. Sometimes it's just a burger with your boys after telling the truth for the first time in a long time. But whatever it is, it's worth sticking around for. You don't have to rush the healing. You don't have to pretend you're fine. Just don't stay stuck in the place someone else left you. They may have cheated, lied, left, but you're still here. And honestly, that's the plot twist they never saw coming. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. It really motivates me to keep going and create more stories like this for you.